2, 1.
All right, we're back. We're back here at the Whisky Barrel. This is the Whisky Barrel episode here with Jerry and Tim. Let's find out what's happening. All right, Tim. Hey, Tim. Okay, we got one microphone. What happened to productions? I don't know. So Jerry, what's happening here with the Whisky Barrel? I know last time we were talking, you're doing some homemade whiskey. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come by. And then I started wondering, you know, what's all the different flavors all about?
Well, okay, it's not homemade whiskey, but what we do is, you know, we have the biggest selection of whiskeys in Stockton by far. A lot of things you can't get anyplace else. This barrel sitting right here, this is something I was fortunate enough to pick up last December in Kentucky. I went on the Kentucky Whiskey Trail to Kentucky and Tennessee, and actually I got this one in Tennessee, I should say. This is a select barrel out from the Dickel Distillery. This is amazing stuff. So this is a 13-year-old aged barrel, and this is something you can only get right here at the Whisky Barrel in Stockton, the only place on the planet.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And then this one here is going to be one of the ones that's going to be cracked open? Is that what?
No, we're already selling this.
Okay.
I was selling it by the bottle. I'm not selling it by the bottle anymore because it was going too fast, but we're selling it by the shot here now. So you just come in and ask for the specific barrel that you can only get right here. So this is something we're real proud to serve here.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So only in Stockton you can get this right here, and come on by to get more information on that. So when you have different whiskeys and barrels, does that really affect the flavors?
It's all about the aging with whiskey. You know, you could take one whiskey and the way you age it and how long you age it, and the kind of barrel you put it in. It makes all the difference in the world. So the aging process is what whiskey's all about.
Nice. And so, you know, how do they get, is this from the barrels, do they get this kind of color, this caramel color, or how does it normally?
Yeah, the color is from the barrels. You know, this is a American oak barrel. Any bourbon has to be aged in a brand new white American oak barrel, and the color and the flavor comes from the oak barrel itself. And the longer it stays in there, the more color it gets and the more flavor it gets.
Wow, and the flavor. That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, I know in wine country, you know, I do a lot of interviews like that. You know, have these thin bodies, full bodies. How does that work with whiskey? I mean, when you're looking for something that, I mean, I know you don't swish it around or nothing, but, you know, what's more of this typical whiskey, what you're looking for?
Well, what you're looking like wine. I'm not a wine drinker at all, but like wine, there's all kinds of different whiskeys. You know, we have on the shelf there. We have bourbons, we have ryes, we have Tennessee whiskey, we have Canadian whiskey, Irish and Scotch. All very different, and there's stipulations to make each one, and a lot of it is the region it's made in, as well as the ingredients and the aging process itself. For example, this is Crown Maple Finish, so that's one of our flavored whiskeys. We have a bunch of them. I typically stick with the Tennessee whiskeys and the bourbons, but as far as flavors, this one is really good. And we serve a lot of this on Sunday mornings for, you know, we're open for breakfast on Sunday mornings. But just take a whiff of that, man.
That's waffle good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's like, all you need is a little bit of butter on there, you know?
That's awesome.
Some cinnamon.
Yeah, it's delicious stuff.
So something like this, what kind of concoction would you mix with that? With like a mixer with that?
You know, this is typically, people just do this with shots. You know, people come in, it's just, especially with the breakfast, it's just a good morning whiskey, you know, and people drink it at night too, but it's just, as far as flavored whiskeys go, it's one of my favorites.
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah. That's really nice. So this little guy right here, what's happening with this guy?
This is something we do here. This is a barrel specifically for aging a cocktail. But what I'm doing with this particular one is I'm aging a rye whiskey. I'm doing Dickel rye whiskey with a honey whiskey and actually a few drops of local honey. So it's been in there for about 4 months. It's due to be tapped this month, but we're going to be tapping it on November 4th. So what we're doing on November 4th is we're having a whiskey flight pairing, which means I'm going to take 5 different whiskeys. If you sign up for this flight pairing, you get 5 different whiskey shots. They're all different whiskeys, and each shot comes with an appetizer that goes with it. So it's a whiskey flight pairing. We're doing that on November 4th.
So that's pretty good. So November 4th will be an event here, you know, so I have the whiskey barrel tasting and stuff like that. So like appetizers, that's going to go with it and stuff?
Yeah, there'll be an appetizer with each whiskey.
Right. And there's some rockin' bands that night. I know, it's not us. We got the Polywags here, which are just as cool. So anyways, check that out on their site. So So any time of the day, that's pretty cool. Just kidding.
You guys want to try something?
I'm okay right now. You want to try?
Yeah.
Tim wants to try one. So we'll get some flavor. Let me see if I can get the camera closer.
That smells really good.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, anytime someone smells this, they always want to drink it, and it's really good stuff.
So what's the difference between having like warm whiskey or cold whiskey?
Well, I mean, it's all about what you want to do. The purists say that you shouldn't mix it with ice. But, you know, I've got a lot of advice from people that have a lot more whiskey knowledge than I do, and they say just do what you like. So I personally like an ice cube or two in it, or a cocktail with it. But if I'll drink it neat sometimes, which is what you're doing right now, and that's fine too. Especially with stuff like that.
Yeah, it's totally smooth.
That's
like
extremely smooth, yeah. Actually, that whiskey I would drink just like you are, just room temperature and neat like that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Get the little barrel right here, a little piggy.
I was amazed because we tried a whiskey at a gig one time. The owner took us down. He's like, "This has been 18 years in the bottle." And we're like, "Oh yeah." And it was just so smooth. It was just like no burning at all. Yeah, it was just
18 years in the bottle?
Yeah.
That
Well, you know,
means, you mean in the barrel?
maybe in the barrel. maybe,
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to speak.
No, well, some people say that.
That's what we're here for. We're trying to learn what's happening.
Some people, people come and say, "Oh, I've had this bottle for 15 years." It's like, okay, that doesn't mean it's aged 15 years. It's once it's in the bottle, it's done aging. You know.
So that's the top of it. That's
Yes.
the top
So,
tier.
you know, I could keep this in here 100 years. It doesn't mean it's aged 100 years. Whatever it's aged in the barrel is what it's aged. The glass is going to do nothing for the aging process at all.
So that bottle my dad has from 1976, we should just crack it open and drink it later.
It's the same now as it was when we were Yes. Yep.
The spirit of
It's
'76.
still got the little seal right here. We're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I've got a few bottles up there from 1970, and I don't open it just because of the
The nostalgia.
history, the nostalgia of it. But it's not going to age anymore. You know, so this particular stuff is aged 13 years. You know, it's not going to age any more than it is right now. But this is unbelievable stuff. This is the best whiskey I've ever had in my life.
The Dickel, huh? And that's the barrel. What's it, Tennessee?
This is Tennessee whiskey, which starts as a bourbon, but it's charcoal filtered, which is what Tennessee whiskey is after it's bourbon.
So Tennessee is charcoal filtered, and then
Charcoal mellowed or charcoal filtered. It's called the Lincoln County process, and that's you take bourbon and you do that in Tennessee, and that's what makes it Tennessee whiskey.
wow, that reminds me of high school.
yeah.
You were drinking good stuff in high school.
Drinking my dad's stuff in high school.
Definitely. Well, me growing up with my dad, he drank a lot of E&J, and he drank a lot of Crown Royal, and so I knew with the Crown Royal, that stuff, you know, with the age, it's always good stuff, you know.
Canadian's really smooth usually. Yeah. Easy to drink.
And so, you know, in construction, a lot of times when we built a lot of homes out there in Valley Springs and stuff, in the wintertime, you know, to keep warm, we'd have like a big old barrel fire and a big old barrel of whiskey at the same time to keep warm. So between sour mash and this is a Kentucky, and so what are like some other flavors that you would have on hand? Because this is the spot for whiskey, because you have over 100 whiskeys here at Stockton and in Lodi and stuff like that. So,
I sold the Lodi. There's no more Lodi.
there's
whiskey
no more
barrel.
Lodi. See, that's how slow I am. I
It's
gotta
all
get
about
on.
Stockton now.
It's all in Stockton.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
So do you know Steve Littleton?
Yeah.
He comes out all the time.
Yeah.
So what's Steve's favorite whiskey?
Steve drinks Tullamore Dew, which is an Irish whiskey.
Okay, that's the other one I want to talk about. So how do they make that one different from different continent or different area? But I mean, is it differently how they of course, how they, make it and stuff?
Yeah, they don't. The ingredients are different in between Irish, Scotch, Canadian, bourbon. Ingredients are slightly different in all of them, and the aging process as well. With Irish whiskey, it doesn't have to be 50% corn like bourbon does. And the aging process itself, the wood can be different in an Irish barrel and an Irish whiskey in general.
That's kind of nice. So I guess whatever area they're in, that's what they use,
Yes.
like all around them. It's so interesting. So I guess as you say the names, you definitely know what area it comes from right away. Like the bourbon, more the Southern American, Kentucky, Tennessee.
It used to be, as of 5 years ago, it's frowned upon, but you can make bourbon anywhere you want in the world now, because they're actually making bourbon they're making bourbon in California now, they're making it in Colorado, and they're actually making it in Japan. The purists don't like that, but it's what's happening. So.
I could kind of see that argument.
Yeah.
But it's so good on wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you like it, Tim? How'd you
It's
like
very
this
good,
one?
yeah.
It's very good. And he had the
Yeah, the
the
maple
Crown Royal,
finish.
the
Yes.
maple finish.
Yes.
That's right. Little breakfast for the morning. So So you have a lot of events here all the time, and
Yes.
so they can go to, how can they find you on some social media?
Go on Facebook, go to Whisky Barrel Stockton.
Okay.
Yes.
Whiskey Barrel Stockton for any social media here. A lot of events. Man, this guy is really pumping out Stockton, which is really nice to have, and stuff like that. And so hopefully periodically we'll be here once a month or whatever, do a little story out here and hang out. Bother Jerry. We'll be like this. Hey Jerry! Hey Jerry, it's Dave and Tim, man, what are you doing?
Dave's not here.
Yeah, Dave's not here. It's like, oh no, that's that Dave guy. So anyways, well, we'll let you get back to your night. It is Monday Night Football tonight, so come on down. Some sliders.
We're doing San Francisco cheesesteaks tonight. We have actually Anchor Steam Brew is here, and they're actually cooking up the food tonight. So we're doing an $8 sandwich, which comes with an Anchor Steam beer, and then we're doing $2 refills all through the game.
Wow.
Of Anchor Steam.
Anchor Steam. Well, come on down, folks. Well, thanks, Jerry.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Cool. We'll catch
Nice
up
talking to
again.
you guys. Great music, Tim.
All right, cool. And then we'll be right back with some more
Yes.
music. Until Jerry shuts us down. I'm kidding.